Yeah, like I'm pretty sure y'all just had to see the cards spoiled and know I was about to be all over this one. Alrighty then. So, welcome back to Universe X, and we are going to finish off the initial first looks. This video being with the black cards that they gave us in the designer notes, as well as the master deck that's coming out as well. So there's a lot of stuff in here, and you guys already probably know why I'm hyped. So I mean, right before we get into it, part 1 and part 2 will be in the description where we covered the other colors. Coming up on Horizon, I will be looking at the red cards that were spoiled in full depth, and I'll be looking at the black cards that were spoiled in full depth. So just look out for those. Like the channel's videos if you like the content. Hit that sub button and the notification button if you like the content. And if you want a place to hang, chill, talk, Discord's in the description. And if you want a place to talk and post and glean knowledge from that's not the Discord, it's definitely the Dragon Ball Super community discussion group. It is actually just huge. So, getting into this, we have a lot of stuff here. It says that in black, allies and enemies alike will make their first appearance in force, with Shroom and Salsa making their imminent invasion of Mechagora's forces, or marking the imminent invasion. First off is Gogeta Xeno. So we got another Gogeta card because people love Gogeta, but this time it's in another flavor. You know, it just looks differente. You've got Son Goku and Vegeta, auto, once per turn. When you play a battle card using the Union Fusion skill, draw a card. So we like things like this. I mean, Gotenks in set 10 had this. It just wasn't as good as Vegito Unison having this. But yeah, draw one card. And also, I'm just gonna point out here, I knew they were gonna have but I pointed out that they probably would have a fusion leader. I just thought it was gonna be Xeno Vegito. You don't really think it'd be Xeno Gogeta for real. But I just kind of got smited because I felt like I called something really well here, but I didn't call it well, and it just makes me sad. When this card attacks, draw one card and then add up to one card from your life to your hand. So you're gonna +2. It's lots of leaders that are just kind of on this train. Activate main once per turn. Send up to 5 cards from the top of your deck to the warp. Pretty cool. And it says up to 5, so you can kind of get that checks he's going on. Awaken. When your life is at 4 or less, you may draw a card and switch energy to active mode and flip this card over. So nothing too spectacular on the front side. The coolest thing about this card is that you can potentially see 3 extra cards a turn. 1 from life, 1 from the top of your deck, and then also 1 from the top of your deck if you Union Fusion. But if you Union Fusion, chances are you're going to be negging 3 cards, so that sort of plussing doesn't really seem as spectacular. It's just more like a stemming the bleeding. But then when you flips over, we got Gogeta Fateful Fusion. Auto once per turn. Yep, when you play a battle card using Union Fusion skill, draw a card. Cool. When this card attacks, draw a card and then send the top 5 up to the top 5 cards from your deck to your warp. And then activate main once per turn. Add 1 card from your life to your hand. Choose up to 2 of your black battle cards. The energy cost of 1, they get plus 10,000 power until your opponent's next turn. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. Before we even get to any of the archetype, a deck that focuses on 1-drops is not really a deck I want to be around necessarily. Like, we're gonna see. Maybe this will change my mind. Maybe they'll have barrier or something. But I'm not trying to pump resources into something that can get dormanted off the field. Something that can get mass sand, secret identity mass sand off the board. Like, there's a plethora of cards that would just destroy a field of 1-drops. The same reason why I don't play vanilla Gohan. Like, it's just it's not the move. So I'm a little odd about this. You see, Gogeta Xeno is all about the classic black theme, manipulating cards in your warp. He also features a unique take on Union Fusion. Okay, so we got 2 6-drops here. 1, Gogeta Fearless Fusion is a blocker. Union Fusion for 1 black. Now this is actually pretty cool. If your leader card is a black sand only card, Son Goku Xeno and Vegeta Xeno. Cool. Permanent, you can use battle cards in your warp when choosing to use with this card's Union skill from your hand. If you do, place the chosen cards from your drop area to your warp. In your drop area from your warp. Oh, wait a second. This is actually kind of neat. So warping top 5 cards, if you can get a Vegeta and a Goku Xeno out, you can pay a black, use from your warp, and then draw a card from your leader. Okay, so using this, you're only using the Union card from your hand, and you're drawing a card. So in reality, never mind. It's still not that great because you're still just breaking even, but it is very unique. They're finding different ways to not have you neg on fusions or having your cards have to be dumb stupid like Reaper, where you just draw 2 just for playing it. So that's neat. I think they designed this card to not be as powerful as Reaper on that, because Reaper is kind of stupid. Huge plus on 1 card. This card isn't going to plus you that hard. It's going to replace itself in conjunction with the right leader. Let's see. You can use battle cards. Yeah, okay. So when this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 4 or less, ignoring barrier, and send it to its opponent's warp. Alright, that's neat. Ignoring barrier to destroy is always neat. However, I kind of wish it had a slightly higher ceiling for targeting, seeing as that this is a Union Fusion. You have to ditch a couple cards to use it. Now granted, in this deck you aren't really ditching those cards, so maybe that power level is correct. Next you got SS3 Gogeta Marvelous Might, Barrier, Union Fusion Black, and if your opponent has 2 or more energy, you can fuse with the Goku and Vegeta Xeno cards, so they're kind of gating some of this. You can choose battle cards in your warp, yep, same as the other one, that's state. Activate main for 1 black. Place this card at the bottom of your deck. Play up to 1 Son Goku Xeno with a card with an energy cost of 1 and 1 Vegeta with energy cost of... Okay, so you can, you know, play this guy, swing with him for 1, and then pay another energy and make 2 bodies by returning this guy to the bottom of your deck. That's not bad. I still need to see how the 1-drops are going to be hitting. Alright, and here they are. This art... Or, you know, I'm not going to hate. Whoever they gave a chance to step up and do some art, I'm glad. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you got your chance to shine. But it just, you can kind of see the art quality difference from things like these to these, especially the Vegeta. He just looks sort of smooth, if that makes sense. Like, but you know what? That's not the point here. Congratulations for getting your shot at making card art. Anywho, you got Pycon. Save it for another time, because I guess even in the different dimension, he's going to be out here stalling for Gogeta. Permanent, this card cannot attack if it has 2 or fewer markers on it. They stay doing that to Black Unisons, but at the same time, Black Unisons are the only ones that be coming out at like 1. So, I guess. +1, activate main, choose up to 1 of your, or 2 of your black battle cards, energy cost of 1, and they gain plus 10,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. Okay, turn these into 15Ks. Activate main, -3, play 1 black battle card with energy cost of 6 and the Union Fusion skill from your drop area or warp. Okay, that's kind of cute. So, he just drops one of these fusions out like willy-nilly. Okay, we deal that. We deal with that. That's a cool -3. No way to really tick up, so your opponent can kind of just bash this dude in the face. So that's kind of whatever, but cool. And I don't really see you wanting to card cast him for 3 to minus him, seeing as that you can kind of just pay 1 and fuse this thing from your hand with stuff from your warp. So, okay. Anywho. 1-drop Son Goku Catastrophic Premonition. Unique Double Strike. Auto once per turn when your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand using a non-leader card skill. This card gains 10,000 power. And so that's kind of cool. I mean, if it's not your leader, you know, if you're drawing cards, if you're searching cards, this guy's gonna get juiced. And it's only unfortunately once per turn. However, one thing that's kind of interesting is that it's not, because it's once per turn, it can trigger in your opponent's turn. Your opponent searches, he goes to 15k. On your turn, if they use a super combo or anything that causes them to draw a card, cool. Yeah, they're gonna just go up again to 25k. Things like Pycon can boost them to 35k. So these can get some pretty big 1-drops. The only issue is that they are 1-drops, and there are a couple things in the game that will smoke them just for fun. You know, Shocking Death Ball, I think that was the green Sparking Negate, Dormant. Actually, they're just both green cards. Look, it is what it is. So like with the Janemba theme, Pycon provides stalwart support. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty tight. Harness dimensional power to create miraculous fusion. Your opponent wants it coming. Cool. Now we're gonna move over to Shumanns also. Not happy with these bros. Why? Because they immediately start trying to encroach upon the sanctity of my Xeno Harambe list. Shumanns also, when this card attacks, draw a card. Auto once per turn. If this card is in a battle, when you use a black battle card in a combo, your opponent sends one battle card from their drop area to their warp. If there are no battle cards in the opponent's drop area, you draw a card. So he can draw 2. That's pretty cool. When your life is at 4 or less, or your opponent has 4 or more cards in their warp, you may draw a card, then switch on your energy over. And then he flips over to this art that doesn't really look like they barely moved. It doesn't really feel like good. Awakened art, but I mean, it's probably gonna look really cool foil, I guess. When this card attacks, draw a card. Still has the ability to, you know, combo with a black battle card, warp your opponent. Except, yep, nope, your opponent still sends. And then once per turn for 1, if there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, choose up to 1 black evil wizard or demon realm race or demon god with an energy cost of 2 or less from your deck or hand and play it. Shuffle your deck. That's pretty neat. I feel like this is gonna be a lot of hindrance versus Dark Broly. However, you're never going to get this effect off versus Dark Broly, I don't think. Like, I could be wrong, but I don't think. So, we got some vanillas. Yeah. Nah. I don't really like that. Like, I'm not really trying to sit here and play vanillas, whatever. Now, you get this 1-drop, Toa Dimensional Convoker. Auto, when this card is played, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Add up to 1 black evil wizard or demon realm race or demon god card amongst them to your hand, shuffle your deck. That's hot. You can literally search Demigod like that. Activate main once per turn. If your leader card is black, play up to 1 skillless demon god card with 15k power from your deck or drop area, then shuffle your deck. If you look through it, you can activate this activate main on skill and copies this card for the turn. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really excited for it. I just heard vanillas and I said okay, and we need to see more support. Then you've got Shroom, new demon god, 5-drop. Ooh, okay, this is why the vanillas are coming out, because they cheat out these guys. Alright, we're back online. When this card attacks, send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to their warp. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and send it to its owner's warp. That's strong. It's graveyard hate. Then Salsa. When this card attacks, send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to their warp. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, choose up to 1 black evil wizard, demon realm race, or demon god card with an energy cost of 2 or less from your hand or drop and play it. And then of course he's having the same ability. Now this Dark Mask King, Devilish Dominator, holy, like good grief. Deflect and Triple Strike, 2 keywords you never want to see next to each other. Only thing worse is Deflect Quad Strike, which is kind of one of the best cards in the game. So yeah, cool. Auto, once per turn, when this card attacks, send up to 2 battle cards from your opponent's drop area to their warp. If your opponent has 10 or more cards in their warp, switch this card to active mode. Yes, auto once per turn. If your opponent activates a counter skill during battle with this card, send 1 card in your opponent's life to their warp. Activate main 4. If your leader card is black and your opponent has 3 more cards in their warp, play this card from your hand. I don't think anybody needs to understand how stupid this card is. Like, yo, what? Like, yes, I need to pick this card up immediately. This man is literally like, you get this card for free playing Dark Broly or this deck, and you can play him for 4, which is still a great finisher, because in decks like these, sometimes like Dark Broly doesn't have a single card that really swings for double. So to be able to play this guy, just to have 2 of them in the deck or so, you have cards that can get him back. Like your Delusions won't get him back, but I don't know, people like me play Gohans, so Gohans can definitely get him back. And you just like slam this guy on the board for 4. He's got Triple Strike and Deflect, and he's gonna swing. And your opponent has to have 2 negates. They have to, because if they don't, you're getting in there easily. That's disgusting. I love it. And if they counter, he's gonna just yeet a card from. Yeah, nah, dude, this is actually a disgusting card. Don't sleep on this one. This is a great finisher. Wow. And that's actually it for this. So we're gonna actually head over to the master deck. Okay, it is what it is. So the leader here for the master deck. There's a lot of text on this guy. It's a Toa card. Treat Dark Broly cards with an original cost of 9 or less in your hand, and non-battle cards with Xeno, okay, and their character names with energy cost of 9 or less in your hand, as if they had no specified cost, and reduce their energy cost by 1. When this card attacks, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand and draw a card. So that's the Fable +2. And then when you're at 4 or less, you can draw a card and switch up to 1 of your energy to active mode and flip this card over. Blah, Dark Broly with an energy cost of 9 or less. This intrigues me because we don't have anything that high yet. I mean, you guys may have been seeing the rumor mill with the 7 drop, you know, but we don't have any 9 drops, not yet. So we're gonna screw it over. And also, this card art is scrumptious, to say the least. So we're gonna look at the back. Ooh, we got that Mecha Gabora. Oh, and Mecha Gabora. Okay. So permanent. Treat Dark Broly cards in the original. It's the same one. Okay. In your hand is if they had no specified cost and reduce their energy cost by 1. So this is going to allow you to play a rainbow deck, you know. This deck may actually use Xeno Vegito in a good way. But yeah, it's going to allow you to treat all these cards as if they have no specified cost. When this card attacks, draw 1 card and this card gets plus 5,000 power for the battle. Cool. 20k pressure, always clean. Once per turn, when one of your Dark Broly cards or non-battle cards or non-black battle cards with Xeno and its character name is removed from battle area by an opponent's skill, draw a card. So just steady drawing and the ability to pull all of these different cards together. So you should be able to make your charges, you should be able to play your Xeno cards, and that's actually pretty cool. So you get Dark Shenron, Tyrannical Savior. This Unison looks sick. Permanent, this card can attack like all Shenrons. Activate main, you may choose 1 Dark Broly with an original cost of 9 or less, there we go again, or a non-black battle card Xeno and its character name with an original cost of 9 or less from your drop area and place it at the bottom of your deck. If you place a card from your hand at the bottom of your deck, draw a card. Okay. So if you do it from your hand, you cycle. If you do it from your deck or graveyard, you just do it from your graveyard. That's a +1, okay. Auto, if your leader card is a Toa card and you have 4 more energy, at the start of your main phase, choose up to 3 non-black battle cards in your cost of 3 or less in Xeno or Dark Broly cards from your deck in your hand and play them. Shuffle your deck if you look through it. The -3 is kind of powerful, but once again, since it's not going up to, it's 1600, so it kind of protects itself a little bit. You don't have to invest that much. Like they have to combo to swing over it. But with an effect like this, if the effect gets too good at 3, they're just gonna try to keep it at, you know, 2. So interesting. We'll see about it. Now, now, this card, Dark Broly, Unbridled Destruction. Look at that card art. It's great. It's amazing. It's a red card, but first, we see one of the 4 horsemen of death in this game. Deflect. Yes, a Broly card with Deflect. A Broly card that Blue will not be able to God Sealing off the field. We are here for it. EX Evolve 2 on a Dark Broly with an energy cost of 2 or 6. We like that too. Permanent, this card is also treated in black in all areas. This card is reaching critical mass. You can mill it. You can look at it, you can take it off the top of your deck if you want to, put it in grave to get it back with Deluge. You can remove it for Demigra and still have Dark Overwhelm. This card so far is getting on level of fire. If your opponent's life is at 3 or more, and there is a card under this card, when this card is played, switch it to active mode. Then your opponent may choose up to 1 battle card each from their hand, battle area, or drop area and send them to the warp. If they sent 2 or fewer cards this way to the warp, choose up to 1 card in your opponent's life and place it in their drop area, and you cannot play copies of this card for the turn. Absolutely, yes. 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 For real. Like, what? What? Yeah. So this guy's kind of cool. I mean, you play him on turn 2, and let's say your opponent doesn't even have anything on board. Let's say you like play, I don't know, they have to be able to warp. So let's say they only have 1 battle card in grave, and you play Ravager, and they have to ditch something from their hand, they have to ditch something from their grave. And then you Xeno Evolve into this guy, and they can only choose 1 from their field and 1 from their hand. Well, chances are they're just going to be like, no, I'm not going to do that. So they're just going to take 1 life. And that's tight. So you can do that until they're at 3 life, and then you can keep bullying them, but it's like damage is going to the drop zone. Like this deck doesn't have crit, this deck doesn't have deflect, but now it has both, essentially, because chances are, unless they want to neg 3, which is fine, they might do that, but it keeps them above the threshold for you not to play this again. I just like it. I think this card is a very solid card and will be very, very fun to play with. Moving on, you got Dark Broly the Shadow Warrior. Art is fire on this one. This is beautiful. Unique. Ooh, he doesn't have the permanent to be treated as black. I'm skipping this. No, but seriously, if your leader card is black and your opponent has 3 more energy, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then play 1 Dark Broly with energy cost of 6 or 7 from your deck on top of this card in active mode, then shuffle your deck. It's 2 specified red. I don't know how I'm gonna play this ever. Yeah, I guess maybe with that new Toa you could, but no, I'm good actually. It'll be fun in this deck. It's not really something I'm gonna fit directly into my black Harambe deck. Janemba the Shadow Warrior. He's kind of getting Thanos'd off the card, but whatever. Counterattack. Negate the attack, then play this card. If you negated a leader's card attack with this skill, your opponent can't attack the leader cards for the turn. Okay, so basically Reboot Gohan equals Bye Felicia. You just really need to negate with this, and then their leader is tapped down, and guess what they just did to get all that oomph in the first place? They activated their leader skill, so nothing personal, kid. Like, oof. Frieza the Shadow Warrior. Unique. When your opponent has 7 more cards in their hand, this card can attack your opponent's battle card in active position once per turn. If your leader card is a black demon race card, if this card's attack KOs an opponent's battle card or removes a marker from a unison card, I like that a lot. Add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and discards it. Kind of a little bit of self-awakening, comes out fairly early, can be used in the Lord Slug deck. I'll deal with it. Majin Buu the Shadow Warrior. Unique and Barrier. Hold up. What? This guy's 4, okay. I was like, is he 3? Auto, once per turn, when this card is played, look at the top 7 cards from your deck and play up to 1 Dark Broly card with energy cost of 9 or less. And up to, it always is 9 or less. I need to see this 9-drop Dark Broly. We're getting a secret rare. What if? I'm calling it now. I've seen too many cards that keep talking about 9-drop Brolys. What if we're getting a secret rare? We'll see. Anywho. 1 non-black Broly card with Xeno and his character name. And an energy cost of 9 or less and must them shuffle your deck. Auto, once per turn, if this card's in rest mode, when your opponent attacks the leader card, they choose 2 cards in their hand and discard them. Cool. I kind of like that. Once per turn, they have to neg 2 when they swing at your leader. So they need to not swing at your leader. This guy can provide like kind of a pseudo barrier, you know what I mean? I can dig that. And he plays another card. He cheats another card. I'm down with that. Then you got Lord Slug, the Shadow Warrior. They're all 2 drops, so it's pretty neat. Unique blocker, auto 1. If your other card is a black demon realm race card, when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, play up to 1 Lord Slug Xeno card with an energy cost of 9 from your deck, then shuffle it. So you've seen some of the cards that we can be pulling out with this, and this is going to be very interesting. That's a huge thing to block with. Then you got the Dark Dragon Balls. This card gains Dragon Ball in all areas. If your leader card is black demon realm race card, look at the top 7 cards from top of your deck. Add up to 1 Dark Broly card, non-black battle card with Xeno and his character name, or black unison card with 1600 power, which is Evil Shinron, amongst them to your hand. Then you can activate this for the turn. That's cool. So it's a search card. You look at the top 7 for 0 and search. That's free thinning. This is actually a deck fixer. And because they aren't saying Toa on some of these and they're saying Demon Realm Race, I'm pretty sure these are somehow going to play very, very well with a Mecha Kabura leader that we're probably going to be getting in set 4. Lord Slug Unbridled Might. He is 9. Look at this boy. Energy Exhaust, Unique, Blocker, EX Evolve, draw 1 card, K. Auto, once per turn, when this card KOs an opponent's battle card or activates its blocker skill, switch it to active mode. Ooh, on a 25k body? Okay. When this card is moved from your battle area by an opponent's skill, choose up to 1 card in your opponent's hand and 1 of their battle cards, place in the owner's drop area, then choose 1 of your opponent's unison cards and remove 2 markers from it. This guy kinda thick. Alright, so The Toa deck is going to play really, really fun. They're not wrong when they said this deck can do things right out the gates. Like, it's got a bunch of good cards, all 2-drops. It's got a boss card over here that actually can do some work. You can slot cards in. This is going to be a very fun deck to play out the box, and just because of this guy, I'm going to need a couple. But about that 9-drop early secret rare, I mean, I'm not saying it's happening, but I'm saying it could happen. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this 3rd installment. These are all the cards that were put in, well, the cards that were put in the designer notes as well as the starter deck. Like I said, stay tuned. I've got another Rogue series coming up this week that you guys should like. And I'm going to go into the red cards and the black cards because they're in the card database. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time you decide to join Universe X. Later.